everybody, my name is Jessica Holyfield and I'm a professional dance choreographer and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States, and we are going to be taking a look at the second round of the No Limit Challenge from Kingdom Legendary War. So these are going to be all of my analysis that I did of each individual group before I took a look at the episode to see what the results were. And so keep in mind, a lot of my feedback is not only going to be tailored to what I have already seen, but also it will be refined as I did watch the episode. So without further ado, let's get into it. First up is BTOB. I know he's been sick because of the musical stuff lately, so it's good to see him here. I know it's no limit because it's like a no holds barred. Oh, she's having a thing with one of those staff members. Ooh. Wow. Peniel wasn't quite a full commitment from him there. I mean, I appreciate him committing, but it's you know he wasn't giving full piano performance on that. I love the vibe though. Wow. Woo. That was nice. Wow. Wow. That felt so full, right? Oh, we're not done yet.
몇 시인데 시간 있으세요? 아, 네, 오늘 저랑 약속 있습니다. 아, 네. 가자. 너 진짜 불쌍해 보이지?
Oh, that's so fun. And they're frolicking away. That's so interesting. Wow. They did a fantastic job with that because it gave the appearance that Lee Min-hyuk was in a relationship with her, but on screen she was in a relationship with Lee Chang-sop. But at the very end, it was all like, okay, good job everybody. Good musical number. But she's really in a relationship with Pino. That was very fun, and I could follow that pretty clearly, even though I don't really know a ton of Korean. So not enough to really understand context nearly as much. So fun. I even love it, you know, you have one of your camera guys there, but it definitely feels manufactured, like we're really setting up for the show. So it's a really fun way to conceal your camera people in this type of theme for sure. Man, this was really fun. So right here in the beginning, it's a cinnamon version, definitely gives a cinema vibe. He goes down, will you marry me? She goes, oh, really? Right hand. I do know, sometimes I think it depends, right? Depending on the culture. I know in America, we put it on our left hand, ring finger, but I do know in other cultures, they put it on the right hand. So could be a Korean cultural thing, or just in general for the sake of the shot. Yeah, and cut. Once very clear on what's being named on the back of the chairs. I think we got everything we need. I think that's Pino playing that character is what my gut tells me. He goes, he strikes it, he says, hey, you know, they're all correcting it. She moves over. 10 minutes. And then, of course, you see in the back, they use the LEDs to help showcase their love story, like a flashback. Yeah. It's fine. She's like, hey, we have to go. And he says, but wait. And this is live, you know, and the reason, what I find interesting is that it could be just what's in their earpieces. It does feel like all of them are a little behind in comparison to the backtrack. And I think that could just be just how it's feeding into their ear. So my gut tells me. You know what I mean? Or maybe that was intentional, so we really know they're singing live. He's stricken with envy, right? Jealousy. I love the stars to show, you know, like the Hollywood, like North Hollywood, you have the Walk of Fame, the Hall of Fame, right? I think it's called Walk of Fame. I've been to Walk of Fame in Hollywood. It is not as clean as you think it is. Fun. It's not really a fact. It's just lived experience for me. Take this as you wish. In comparison to New York and LA, I think New York is significantly cleaner than LA is. That's just my hot take. Do with that as you wish. So if you are deciding on where to go to the cleaner place, go to New York. He's, indifference. He's like, whatever. Love the guy. Shaking up something in the bar. Blue moon is showcased everywhere. Drinking through. Is he secretly in love with her? Not sure. Love it. The showcasing of the white dress and the black pinstripe suit. Now, the type of track this sounds like, I do find it interesting that we don't have a lot of the other extras in it dressed similarly that are in the frame of the shot, right? Because, you know, they're peeling over. These guys over here they're all in this stripe, or not in the stripes, they're in the suits. He's playing at the club or at the bar, which I love. Love it with the slide through. Look at him, framing in the middle, looks great. Nice choice to shampoo over, having everybody frame, or the two guys framing to the outside. Fun. So I'm not quite sure, are we taking a new take on something older, or are we trying to make it look older or like more vintage in scene? I think that's kind of my one note that I would give, is that's not quite clear because of our extras. Not because of those that are like the focal points, but those that are participating as extras, their fits don't quite match the aesthetic of the other part of just the scene. I think that's being set. Are we going with like everyone's just taking that vintage approach with the exception of, or like we're just giving it the appearance of, oh, they're extras, but they're also people that are working on the set? You know, I think it's like, so I know we have multiple people playing different roles that I do see, and I love that. That right there, it was starting to be believable until about right here. They turn it through because they're still playing and he wasn't playing on it. I love that. The commitment from Pino is really fun. Unkwang takes the hat, throws it. Fun. Nice accent, little ball change. Head accent there, bringing it through, making it nice and stoic. Yeah. I really don't have many qualms about this. I like, of course, they take it, the formation to make it reestablish itself in front of the Blue Moon LED sign looks great, but also a nice little crab step variant that we saw there. Very stoic, good direction change for sure. Switching, love that. Notice with Peniel, he shoots his arm up. Unguang, right? Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, Unkwang, he branches it a little bit more lower, right? Like the little piano note there, didn't quite catch that the first time, love that. The pulse and the boom, 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 nice, they're building it up very well. Swinging through. Once again, there's your crab step. Accents, so notice one goes up, one goes down. Love that choice. Love that little grease lightning moment. His hair does give that grease era, grease lightning. Now this part here, they look like they're also workers of this scene that they're setting up here, right? That's what that feels like. So that would honestly be my only note, is what's being filmed and what's not being filmed, right? If you're using people as extras and you're saying, okay, it's time to start, and you have extras that are not matching the aesthetic of everybody else that are obviously the performers that are like BTOB, it can be a bit confusing. I think that's the only confusing thing, is I don't know which characters are playing outside of the scene or who are in the scene, I think is my general note. I know I may have worded that a couple different times at this point, so my apologies if that felt a bit like beating a dead horse a little bit, you know? But he's still pretty angsty. You have a little billboard behind him. He is not happy about the fact that my guy over here is hanging out with this girl. I like the dancers branching it up. Love that. That was fun. I like that. It's very fun. They say, take it away. And he's like, I don't want you anymore. She's like, but wait. It's like, no. If you think about it, this is what I think that Icon was trying to do in Challenge 1, but it just kind of fell a little flat. This one definitely has more completeness within the set, so it definitely feels like we're telling a story, but not only that, I do feel like how it was set up in scene changes and in transitions and the usage of the cameras, I think was very effective here. So this is like the Icon concept gone right. It kind of feels that way. And BTOB, I mean, kudos, shout out to them for the fact that this is very thorough, and I can definitely see what the story that they're telling is without needing to know what they're singing about at all, you know? Peniel, really nice to see him up there, and then he travels down. Didn't see him get up there, so that was cool. I also like everybody's in a freeze frame and he's walking through. That's fun, so it kind of feels like we've kind of paused in time. You do notice one of them kind of travel up, but he's on tempo. Ding, 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 so I appreciate that intention there. And then you have this little back hug moment. She's like, don't leave. And then you have our guy who's the main character up there with her. It's frozen. They have their moment. They hug. And then we have a nice little partner work section. The commitment. The fan service, right? Turning it through, beautiful dip, hitting it through. Wow, I love that key change, swinging that note up, love it. I like how he holds it too. The commitment there is great. I like the snap, ba, ba, ba. Love that. Building it up to a great place. I like the little confetti that's happening here. Then you have your dancer, my female actress, little character. She's doing a good job. Oh, the Melody is our actress, is what my gut tells me, right? I think that was super fun. And the tail end of that, I thoroughly enjoyed this one from BTOB. I hope that they score well with this. Very strong, very thorough. The presentation of their track, as well as the dancing, matched very well. Really, my only note was not quite sure who were playing extras or what particular era or niche of scene they were developing, because like I said, the members of BTOB, with the exception of Minhyuk, he had more of like, I'm obviously a worker, not in the actual scenes, I'm the real world, but some of the other extras or dancers, not quite sure what world they were operating in, but that was more of could be just a personal preference thing. Maybe the lyricism clarified that further, and I think that's okay, but they should do pretty well, especially on the vocalist side with the experts. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch. If you want to see more of my analysis or perspective on any of these groups through their time on Kingdom Legendary War, I have some challenges that just could not make their way onto YouTube due to copyright, but they are on Patreon waiting for you, as well as full episode reactions to boot with refined feedback. So once again, my name is Jess, and I will catch you on the flip side. Bye.